So hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to clean oil and aperture blades in the Nikkor 15mm 1.4 AES, which is this one with the 16 in orange. So as you can see here, the case of oily blades is rather serious, and then here if I want to move them, they're a bit hard, and then obviously they're not closing again when released. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the optics here on the front and on the back, because here on these optics it separates in two pieces, so we can do the cleaning without big troubles and then without risk to the optics. So first thing, here on the front you have this screw that I'm going just to get a bit loose with my 1.2 flat screwdriver. So I just release it a bit. You don't need to remove it, and then with that you can unscrew here this front barrel that comes out, and then here you can descrew the front element. Sometimes you need a bit of force, but then generally you put like a pair of rubber gloves, you will be able to remove it without big trouble. So here the optics are rather clean, so we're not going to bother a lot with that. Just let me position this so I can put the back later. So here, as you can see, I already accessed the diaphragm, but then what I'm going to do, because I'm not sure how dirty it's going to be when I remove this plate, we're going to remove the back element, and then to do so we need to remove here the bayonet. So you will probably need maybe a bigger screwdriver. I'm using a J00 screwdriver, which you can find in the description a link to get them, because you need to know that if you're going to repair Nikon and Japanese lenses, best thing to do is to get a set of Japanese screwdrivers, otherwise you're going to do big damage. This is another lens I got that I have to fix this week. I got it from a friend, and then as you can see here, some of the screws, well, they don't look that bad from the camera, but then for example this screw here, is in really bad shape. Yeah. Oh yeah, here you see it. The screw is stuck there because I cannot move it anymore. So this is something, it will be coming in the following weeks. It's a 135mm 2.8 that we're going to do soon on the channel. Okay, so back to our lens. We remove the screws of the bayonet, and then we remove the bayonet, and then what I want to do is just to remove this optical element, and then to do so you need to remove a few parts. And then what we're going to remove is this lever here, and then first thing I need to do here is to take this spring here, some tweezers, and then release it here. So now I can move the blade, which is obviously being blocked by the oily blades. Then what we do next is to actually need another set of screwdrivers. Here I need a small screwdriver, which is the J00, just to remove this small plate here. which is blocking this blade. Okay, so I just remove 2 screws here, which allow me to get this small part here. And then to finish that, I remove this flathead screw. That led me to take this lever out. So now I have access to the back element, and then what I need to do is to get it a bit loose. So what I will be doing, well, I already got it loose. Now it's generally in 2 parts. So I want to remove the one on the bottom that you have some openings here on the back, not on the back, on the bottom actually, and then I want to reach them using my spanner. Okay, like that. And I just need to put a bit of force, and then I can finish the job manually. And then here you go, I have removed the second optical element. I'm going to put it here on the side, and then here I have the diaphragm, which is free and accessible from both sides. And now what we're going to do is we will remove it. So we'll take out these 2 screws here. I get 1 screw. Get the second screw, and then I will need, there's a spring here, and then I just need to release it, and then I think we can proceed to remove this plate, which has the blades, as you can see. And then yeah, they're all sticky. Okay, so this is it. I have this part. It's not as dirty as I expected. So, but that's it. And then what we're going to do is to clean all these. So just give me a few seconds to go and pick some gasoline or barbecue gas, just to remove the grease out of these blades. So see you in a few seconds. So here I am back for the cleaning, and then I have here some lighter fluid that I'm going to use to remove all this grease. And then the first hurdle of this thing is just to open it. Okay. I have it. I have this small stainless steel vessel that I'm going just to fill a bit with it. And then we'll start by cleaning the body. Okay, just let me just drop the blades inside there, so they get clean. Let's just drop this thing inside as well. And then what else? We have these two. So let's drop all that inside, and then with a cotton swab, just zoom a bit. So I put everything here, let it work, and then I just with the cotton swab let us clean the inside of this barrel. So this is just to remove traces of grease that might be here on the thread where the optics goes. Just clean it, a bit dirty, and then we can start by cleaning these elements, which you will see this is rather quick. So first thing, I got here some toilet paper. And then you just need to dry it. The lighter fluid does the job of dissolving the oily residue, and then the parts come out rather clean. I just need to dry. And then here I have this first element, which is now clean. Then let's pick this. As you may notice, there's one spring which goes in this part that I remove it, and then I have here on my hand and then I just remove it to be able to wash this thing into the lighter fluid without trouble. Here you go, another part clean, and then here we can start working on the blades. I'm just going to show you the first one, if I manage to pick it one day. So here you go. Now I'm going to do the rest, and then I'm going to fast forward the video. Okay, so once we have the elements clean, we can start reassembling the diaphragm. So the way you do it is I put it, the blades are already in the position they should go into this part here, and then for Nikon lenses at least the sequence of assembly is always counterclockwise. Well, at least what I have found so far. Maybe there's an exception, but I haven't seen it yet. So most of the time it is counterclockwise. So and then the tricky one is usually the last one, because I need to pass below the first one that I put, and then above the previous one that I put at last, and then I am lucky because I got it here in the first shot. Then we're going to put this element here, and then my cue to align it is that I have this small protrusion here, which is aligned to this rod, and then it goes here into this slot. That is going to give the limit of the motion for this element. And now what I do here is just to wiggle it a bit. Just let me pick it up until I get all the pins, these pins here, aligned into this cam mechanism here, and then by moving it I have my diaphragm, which is working. Now we need to put it in, and then this part is a bit tricky, and then what we need to do is just put this rod through here. Okay, let me work it out. Open. Oh. Okay. Almost had an accident, so this part a bit tricky. Let's try it close. Once again. Yeah. Okay, in here. Okay, I'm pushing it from below, and then what I need to make sure now is that I am also aligned with the mounting holes, so I can put the screws that hold the diaphragm. Just let me raise this just a bit, so I don't have trouble with the rod that we just put in. So now we put the fixation screws here. Then I have one already, so I can feel safe. Then I put second screw. And then once this screw is in, okay, so now we have a very smooth diaphragm now. Just let me go a bit back. Now we need to reinstall the spring here. So we put it here. Okay, usually it is easier. Okay, I have it. So now if I test it again, it is coming back extremely quick. And now we can proceed to reassemble the rest of the lens. This part is going to be rather easy. So we start by putting the back element here, which you just simply need to screw in. That's one thing. Then we're going to put again in position the lever that acts the diaphragm. here we have the spring, which I'm not going to put yet, but then I put in position. Then I take this screw here, and then here you need to be very careful, because if you take like a real close look to this thing and then to the screw, just let me get it so you can see it. Okay, so you see here the screw, you have the threading, and then you have before the head you have a small diameter, and then that bar is to go in to this hole here, and then it acts like a bearing for this lever. So we're going to put the screw, very small, thin. Oh. Okay. So we attach it, and then here we just need to wiggle to make sure the lever goes into the diameter, otherwise it will be blocked. Here I have it. Would you screw it until you cannot do it anymore, but then the lever, as you can see here, can move freely. Just let me zoom a bit back. Then what we can do is just to put this spring here in position, so the lever comes by itself into position. Then we put back the guide here, which two really small screws. I use my J000 screwdriver. Make sure I haven't over tied anything. Then I can put back the aperture ring, and then here my clue. I have two actually. I have this small element here that is going to touch these slots here, and then this is what makes the clicking noise when you're moving the aperture ring. And then here on the other side I have this small thing, this kind of ramp that is going to move this pin, which is what activates the diaphragm. So I come here, then I try to slide, and then obviously it's going to block. So what I do is I push my lever, and then I have it. And then here you have the mechanism which is working. Now we put the bayonet here. Very bad with screws today. Then here on the back we're done. Just let me open here because we're going to blow. remove any residue that got into the lens, and then we close again just to avoid the dust coming in. Blow the second lens, we put it in, we raise it here so we can manipulate it easily by hand. We make sure we're into the thread. Then we screw the front element. Then here to finish putting the barrel, we need to pay attention to the mark where the screw goes in, which in this case is here. So, which is aligned here with the, in the middle of the two eyes here. And then I just simply need to thread until we reach this position, and then we get almost in between the two eyes, and then we can tighten this screw, which is going to block this barrel here on the front, and then this is it. We have repaired this Nikkor 50mm 1.4, which had oily blades, and then now the diaphragm works really nice. So this is all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.